welcome to YM Labs. In this video, I am going to prepare a fresh Windows Server 2022 machine for the home lab. We are not installing Active Directory yet. First, I want to make sure the server has a proper name, is connected to the right virtual network, and has an address that will not change later. This is a small lab, but these first steps matter. Once a server becomes a domain controller, other machines need to know exactly where to find it. That is why I prefer to get the name and the network right before adding any roles. I am starting in Server Manager. The first thing I want to change is the computer name. I will click the current name, choose Change, and rename this server to DC01. DC stands for Domain Controller. The name is simple, but it tells us what the server is meant to do. If we add another domain controller later, we can call it DC02 and keep the lab easy to understand. Windows needs a restart after changing the name, so I will let it restart now. When it comes back, I will open Server Manager again and quickly check that the new name appears as DC01. That tells me the first part is done. Next, I want to look at the virtual network. This lab is using VMware Workstation with a host-only network called VMnet2. The subnet for that network is 192.168.10.0/24. Host-only is a good choice here because it keeps the lab separate from the home network. The server and client can talk to each other, and the host can reach them if needed, but we are not putting a test domain controller on the same network as real devices. It makes the lab safer and easier to troubleshoot. Now I will go back to the server and open the Ethernet settings. From here, I will open the adapter options, right-click the lab adapter, choose Properties, select Internet Protocol version 4, and open its properties. Instead of receiving an address automatically, this server needs a fixed address. I will choose use the following IP address and enter 192.168.10.10. The subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. I am leaving the default gateway empty. This is important. VMnet2 is an isolated network, and there is no router in this lab. Adding a gateway here would not help, and it can create confusion later. For the preferred DNS server, I will enter 192.168.10.10, which is the same address as this server. In the next lab, this machine will run Active Directory integrated DNS. Until then, it is normal for this isolated machine not to resolve internet names. That is not a problem for this lab. I will save these settings and close the network windows. Before moving on, I always verify the result instead of assuming the settings were applied correctly. I will open Command Prompt as administrator and run ipconfig/all. Here I am checking a few things. The host name should be DC01. The IPv4 address should be 192.168.10.10. The subnet mask should be 255.255.255.0, and the default gateway should be blank. If those values match, the server is ready. If the address is different, or if DHCP is still enabled, I would go back to the adapter settings and make sure I change the correct network adapter. There are a few mistakes worth avoiding. Do not use the same subnet as your home router. Keep the lab on its own network. Do not add a default gateway just because the field is there. And do not leave a future domain controller on DHCP, because clients need a reliable address when they look for DNS and Active Directory services. At this point, DC01 is prepared and ready for the next step. In the next video, we will install Active Directory domain services and create the ymtlab.test domain. The complete Windows Server 2022 Home Lab Starter Guide is linked below. If you found this useful, subscribe to YM Labs. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next lab.